From trash talking an 8-year-old to punching a teenager in a basketball game, Ja Morant's life is full of surprises. Today we'll share 10 wild things you didn't know about him. Did you know that last summer Ja Morant switched things up? Instead of the amazing cool dunks and tricks, he ended up in a fight with the 17-year-old during a street basketball game. According to the teenager, Ja Morant didn't just throw a punch or two. Instead, he allegedly landed 15 or 16 blows to the teen's head and body. But the drama didn't stop there. After the dust-up, the kid says Ja took a timeout, walked into his house, and strolled back out with a gun peeking from his waistband. A bit over the top for a basketball game, don't you think? Not willing to let things slide, the kid decided to hit back. But this time, he took the fight to the courtroom instead of the court. He's now suing Morant and isn't messing around. He's after a gold mine, seeking a staggering $20 million in damages. The case is still ongoing, so the final buzzer hasn't sounded yet on this one. Number 9. One thing that wakes Ja up faster than an alarm clock and what he loves more than ice cream on a hot day is money. You see, when Ja Morant got his $20 million paycheck, he didn't just dribble, he dazzled. Let's take a quick rewind to 2022 when Ja was named an NBA All-Star. He didn't just show up, he radiated, flashing a diamond grill that'd make any rapper jealous. Crafted by the legendary Johnny Dang, I thank you, this sparkly mouthpiece cost a cool $35,000. But Ja's love for shiny things doesn't stop at his mouth. He indulged in not one, but 2 Rolls Royces, a Dawn and a Cullinan, each worth close to $500,000. Despite this tough guy persona, Ja has a soft spot for his parents. How so? Well, he splashed out a $3 million mansion, not in Malibu, not in Beverly Hills, but right across the street from his parents. In fact, he even bought a house for them too, because let's be honest, who else is gonna feed this fly-high NBA star his favorite homemade meals? Number 8. Not only does Ja Morant have a mansion across from his parents, but he also has a namesake that's way taller than any basketball player, a giraffe. Yeah, when Ja Morant won the Rookie of the Year award in 2020, the Memphis Zoo celebrated in a big way. They named their newest baby giraffe Ja-Raff. Talk about being a big fan, right? Ja was so thrilled that he tweeted about it, but he couldn't resist joking that he'd still dunk on his namesake if given the chance. Number 7. Let's jog down memory lane for a moment. You'd think Ja Morant was one of the most spring-loaded point guards in today's NBA, was dunking since he was in diapers. Well, nope. The high-flying Ja couldn't even dunk during his first 3 high school years when he stood at 5'9" and weighed less than 160 pounds. Despite these limitations, if you will, Ja still managed to earn all-state honors in South Carolina. It wasn't until his senior year that he finally threw down his first in-game dunk. Back in high school, Ja was teammates with another NBA All-Star, none other than the player picked ahead of him in the 2019 draft. Yeah, we're talking about Zion Williamson. Before they were the number 1 and number 2 draft picks, Zion and Ja dominated the high school court together, even before they'd finally unlocked their basketball powers. Leap to 2022 when Ja began his epic journey of epic slam dunks. His skills were so mind-blowing, the NBA tested him for steroids 7 times, questioning if a human could really be that talented. Number 6. Here's a funny thing about fate. It's often sitting at the snack bar when you least expect it. That's what happened with Ja Morant's recruitment. On a snack quest for Doritos, James Kane, Murray State's assistant coach, was unexpectedly enticed by the symphony of bouncing basketballs from a nearby gym. There he stumbled upon Ja, who was commanding the court as if it were his personal playground. Kane had initially come to scout a different player, but Ja's talent was the real cheese at the bottom of his Doritos bag. A delightful surprise that made his taste buds, or rather his scouting instincts, dance with excitement. Without wasting a moment, he dialed his head coach, his words rushing out in fervor. "You need to see this kid now." And when the big boss arrived, it was clear they'd hit the player jackpot with Ja. The coaches couldn't whip out that 4-year scholarship offer fast enough because Ja was not just an investment in their team's future, but potentially a legacy in the world of basketball. Number 5. Ja's known for talking smack and annoying big stars, but this next story was something else. In the middle of a game, Ja spotted a kid in the stands. This wasn't just any kid. He was wearing a Warriors jersey, right in Memphis. The kid put out his hand, hoping for a high five, but Ja, the star player for Memphis, didn't go for the high five. Instead, he gave the kid a strong stare as if he was looking right into his soul. But Ja then flexed, like he was saying, "Not today, buddy." Later in an interview, Ja remembered the moment with a grin, saying, "That jersey was disrespectful. We're in Memphis." Sheesh, Ja's so tough on the court, he doesn't even spare 8-year-olds. Talk about home team loyalty though. Number 4. 2022 was the year when Ja started doing things that left the entire NBA scratching their heads in disbelief. Despite growing up in a supportive family, Ja Morant finds himself walking on a dangerous path, jeopardizing his amazing career. Let's go back to January 29th, when the clash between Ja and the Indiana Pacers took place. Little did anyone know that things would escalate after the game. Ja, in a surprising move, orchestrated a gangster-style spectacle. A massive black SUV swiftly passed by, capturing everyone's attention. And who was inside? None other than Ja Morant himself, accompanied by his crew. But what truly shocked onlookers was a striking red laser pointing from the SUV's window, aiming at the Pacers. Can you imagine the thoughts racing through the minds of those players? The trouble pattern of gun flashing continued as Ja Morant persistently showcased his forearm on Instagram Live to his 10 million followers, not once, but 2 times. Number 3. Just as it seemed that Ja had everything going for him, with a contract extension signed with the Grizzlies and a tempting $39 million bonus on the line if he made the All-NBA team, things took a sharp turn. Because of his immature mistakes, the Memphis Grizzlies suspended Ja for 10 games, and unfortunately, he fell short of making the All-NBA team, resulting in the loss of the potential earnings. Furthermore, brands like Powerade, Coca-Cola, and Nike, who were once eager to collaborate with them, are likely now reevaluating their decisions. To add salt to the wound, the NBA stepped in and slapped Ja with a 25-game suspension for the 2024 season. It's a clear sign that if Ja wants to keep playing professional basketball, he needs to shape up and leave his gun-slinging ways behind. The Wild West may be exciting, right? But it has no place on the court. Let's hope Ja learns his lesson before it's too late. Number 2. Here's one heartbreaking fact about Ja Morant's story that you might not know. Ja's cousin, Trey, was super close to him. He was like a coach, always telling Ja he was going to be a big NBA star one day. But in 2017, just before Ja was about to go to college, a sad thing happened. Trey died in a motorcycle accident. Ja didn't forget. He keeps Trey's memory alive all the time. And if you look at Ja's Twitter, it says, "Long live Trey." He posts pictures on Instagram for Trey and even talks about him during big moments in his life. Ja's story's a tough one, but it's about never giving up, even when life gets hard. Number 1. Even though Ja acts like a tough guy, deep down, he's an amazing person. At 23, he's already in the NBA, even though it hasn't been easy. But what makes Ja special is how much he cares. He helps people in many ways, like running basketball camps in South Carolina, giving a new recovery room to Murray State, and building basketball courts for kids in Memphis. He knows he can make a difference to young fans, so he tries to show them the right way to be. He wants to help them make good choices and avoid making the same mistakes that he did. Despite having a bumpy career, Ja Morant stands at a big crossroads in his career. Which way will he go? We all know he has what it takes to be an NBA legend. His potential is off the charts, and we can't wait to see what he does next. Thanks for joining us. See you next time, and keep rooting for this young talent. Bye, and stay safe.